welcome to our webinar about digital transformation in real estate. We're going to talk about Microsoft technology and how Microsoft Dynamics supports real estate and digital transformation. So first of all, I'd like to start that digital transformation is not new. It's been here for a while, so we obviously have some lessons learned and some best practices. So we're all going to cover it in the coming 30 minutes or so. Let's get going and talk about digital transformation in real estate. And so the main focus, or the main four areas that we see right now is obviously the AI. Then we have technology, which was before AI, and how it is implemented in every project that we work with. And also about data security. I know that it's quite important for real estate industry, for every person in this domain, and also how the real estate operates. It's quite unique from the other industries, and we'll also discuss that. So main 3 points here is since obviously we cannot talk about digital transformation not talking about AI, and you can understand that AI is bringing like new wave of changes, and we need to be up to date with that. And I'll tell you how Microsoft's spearheading that. And obviously it is a major player in AI world. We will talk what AI use cases are there in real estate, and we'll discuss about a few examples of them. Then we'll talk about benchmarking of your digital transformation. I'm pretty sure that every company, every one of you is involved in digital transformation in your companies, and you've seen different challenges, and we will talk about how other companies dealing with that, what might help you to engage more and gain more traction with your digital transformation solutions. So let's get started. My name is Igor Sarov, and I'm one of the co-founders of Dynamica Labs. We are Microsoft Gold partners. I've done more than 20 years of business solutions implementations, and maybe around 200 projects on every day. On a daily basis, we support 5,000 Dynamics 365 users and more than 4,000 Power BI users. So we know about technology a lot. We've been here for a long period of time, and seen different challenges, different problems that had been plaguing all the IT implementation projects and digital transformation. We like real estate a lot. So one of our favorite customers in real estate. So we work with different size companies, from something really small to something really big, from agencies to investment funds, creating something complex like migration of 2,000 employees to new platform, and integrating with other ecosystem of financial applications and other systems that survived the change, the transition or digital transformation. And we've worked on some smaller scale projects where we wanted to focus more on GIS, maps, analytics. So yeah. Also co-hosting with me today is Vlad Sarov. He's a Microsoft MVP. And for those who are not familiar with this, it's one of the most distinguished title that Microsoft gives to those who help community a lot, who've been worked with lots of customers, dealt with lots of complex projects. And so I'm glad that he's joining today. He's also been working for the 20 years, delivering different IT projects in business solutions area, and the biggest project that he was leading was transition of 20,000 users to Dynamics platform. So he's very knowledgeable, and he will help with the questions around Microsoft and technologies. So besides real estate, we also work with other industries. These are some of our customers that use our solutions in Dynamics area, in Power BI area. So yeah, okay, so first of all, we're going to talk, we need to look at this graph. And this shows what's happening on the market. As you can see, this is from January 2023. And on this graph, we have 3 most valuable companies in the world, in the whole world. It's Microsoft, Apple, and NVIDIA. And for majority of people working in real estate, unless they've been leasing some spaces to them, they most likely don't know what is NVIDIA. And as you could see, NVIDIA right now is overtaking Apple, and all 3 companies fighting for the first spot. I mean, obviously they're not fighting, but the markets are showing that NVIDIA is gonna most likely overtake even Microsoft. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. I don't know what will happen in the near future, but in most cases, you probably never heard of NVIDIA, and I'll talk about that. So initially, unless you've been a heavy PC gamer, you would never hear or buy anything from NVIDIA. They've produced these graphical cards, GPUs, for gaming, basically. But then at some point, they also expanded into crypto mining, but that's a separate story. We're not going to touch it. And at some point, data analysts and data researchers realized that GPUs are much more powerful in terms of supporting AI workloads. So what NVIDIA started to do, they started transform their servers to host to support AI, different applications of AI, and so it happens that NVIDIA was the only company that was focused on that in that area, and at the moment they are not just not the only one, but they are the best in terms of their GPUs are the best. Their manufacturing process is one of the top notch, and also they produce proper needed cloud servers and different physical servers as well that support AI. So this is what propelled this company to become, I think at the moment it's number 2 in terms of company value in US, globally. So let's talk why there is such a big craze about artificial intelligence. And if we take into consideration what company directors think, what scientists think, different think tanks. For example, one of the consulting companies, Mercer, they did a survey of, I think, 50,000 of company directors, and everyone said that they expect with AI revolution, they expect that their workforce productivity will grow by 30% within 2 to 3 years. And actually, I think it will happen sooner, and the productivity will be even larger than this 30%. However, even 30% is quite significant. It's additional 12 hours of your typical work week. So can you imagine that you can do more by a day and a half within the same time? So it's quite significant. And while we're talking about AI in terms of digital transformation, take a look at this slide. I like this metaphor that before AI, personal assistant was a privilege. It was expensive. To hire the best one, you had to pay quite a lot. But right now, personal assistant is available to everyone, even to a child in school. So everyone can, I don't know, for $10 buy a subscription with ChatGPT and do their homework, so basically offload a lot of routine tasks. And it looks to be that we are on this verge of this transformation where we had, as everybody knows, in the Industrial Revolution, a typical newspaper press would look like this, 4 people working on one page, and now typical newspaper press looks like this. One person is printing thousands and thousands and thousands of pages without stop. So let's start. When we speak about AI, we need to understand that this technology is in its infancy. Basically, it was released just in November 2022, and in a year and a half, it grew significantly. So initially, everybody tried, I guess, writing emails, and at some point you realize that the emails that this solution writes, it's for instance, when you appeal to a parking ticket, it's so well written, so legally sound that it's nearly as if your lawyer or if your attorney would wrote it. So in pretty similar legal wording, so pretty similar level of knowledge. And this is quite impressive that what it can do right now. But this is not the end. So let's talk about role of Microsoft in the whole AI. And it is a significant one because Microsoft owns, for now, it is a temporary ownership. It owns OpenAI company, and it is implementing in every business solution that Microsoft has. They implement ChatGPT, which they call Copilot, and Microsoft tries to leverage and use ChatGPT in every business use case. So if we just saw a lot of skills that are more consumer focused, right? It's more like to make some I don't know, research or fun. But Microsoft is focusing on business solutions, and I'll show you how. So they divide in 3 levels that Copilot or ChatGPT will assist every employee in the company. First one is personal one, and we've already tried it. Everyone tried it. It's writing emails, doing some analysis of I don't know, documents, presentations, phone calls. So this is personal level, and we're a bit familiar with this. Now they've introduced team level. So just one small notice that this is actually was presented in May. So very recently, pretty much this is quite new information, and we can see that on Teams level, they expect that there will be a lot of benefit of implementing AI tools, and another level of automation or AI where it can work is so-called Copilot Agents. So these are totally autonomous agents running different processes, different workloads, and it's completely executed on its own, but obviously designed by a person. So right now with ChatGPT, OpenAI, when you do something, when you write up email, you need to interface with it, you need to give commands. But with agents, it will be pre-configured, you predefine it, and it will execute without a human interaction. So pretty much generating whatever we saw in the previous picture, in previous presentation, it will create and will execute as per what we will request from it. So let's see what it is in more details. So obviously Microsoft is using the latest tech. So this is the GPT 4.0, how they call it, a little bit more advanced than GPT-4. So Team Copilot, so team level, it will be is helping on 3 different levels. First one is helping with facilitating meetings. Second one is helping to collaborate, co-create. And the third one is project management. So they expect that people will be, so let's see, over here, we are looking at a chat or maybe a channel where people communicate about a project. And over here, we see that ChatGPT window, it produced summary, it wrote up the decision that were made, and also the action items that are going to be taken. The more information we bring to this channel or chat, the more information, the more smarter it will be, and it will be using more details from information that we provide. So on this slide, we can see that certain action items were decided to be done, and the system automatically can create tasks, can amend schedules, appointments, and or actually it can do a variety of other actions, and we'll talk how it is configured. So let's go to the next one, Microsoft Copilot Agents. So with agents, we see that there is a process flow. This is how you design it. They call it Copilot Studio. So in this case, we have a new employee, a new employee registration in the database, and the systems automatically trigger flows to notify IT help desk. So AI writes up an email. It pushes the approval process, which this is not AI. This is more simple. And some of these steps also could be AI, for instance, creating a welcome letter, or maybe some notification to the manager or to colleagues with writing up skills of this new person coming to the joining the team. So Microsoft will obviously provide a certain steps out of the box, but the beauty of it that it is quite flexible. So we can work with multiple channels. Obviously, it's not every channel, but here we have Slack, Teams, Skype, Telegram, Twitter, which you can use for WhatsApp or SMS messages, Facebook. So pretty many channels, and it could be also extended to interrogate and to integrate with other systems, not just the listed ones. So this was just released in May. So this is quite new information, and it will affect the whole digital transformation that we are having, that we are doing for in our companies. So let's go to the next step. As a summary for, I think the beauty of Copilot agents is that they can work asynchronously. You don't need a direct intervention, so pretty much they can execute on their own. But the quality, they can behave or write or do whatever we want in really high quality level, not just some mechanical like simplistic way. So, and the Copilot agents could be extended easily, and there is an easy integration pretty much with help of developer. You can integrate with different databases, data sources, and so forth. Next one, I think it's quite important for everyone, is to talk about security. Security is one of the crucial moments for Microsoft, because everybody knows that when you drop any file in OpenAI and ChatGPT, it pretty much automatically trains the model, the LLM model, and your information could become public. So if you drop, I know, salaries of your colleagues, it will be part of the knowledge base of LLM. So Microsoft didn't want that. So Microsoft tried hard to push the security principles and security configurations to their businesses, so they will have control how to do that. Here we can see schematics how it works. So over here we have 365 applications, so Word, Teams, PowerPoint, Outlook, where you can initiate any request. So request goes through Copilot service. It goes into the Microsoft Graph. Microsoft Graph is a database where all your emails, files, meetings, charts, calendars are stored. So, and also contacts from Outlook. So this information goes first into database to analyze what relevant information is needed. Then on the next step, it goes back to the Copilot, and Copilot removes any sensitive and private information. It creates a modified prompt. And afterwards, that prompt is being sent to the large language model, which is ChatGPT. There it is processed, and response is being returned. Now we're enriching the data that is relevant to the request, and it is being pushed back to the application. So here in total, this is how it looks like, and this is why Microsoft says that security is core of the Copilot product. So let's go and talk about what AI use cases are there and what people are working on. As I said, there are different applications of AI, and in business, so because it's quite new, it's just a year and a half, the application of AI is more experimental. But I think it will, since, as you see, it is just being, so new tools, new skills are being added constantly right now. And so I'll show you a few interesting ideas or prototypes that people are working on, including our team. So first of all, relevant to real estate is contract abstraction. So at the moment you have thousands of PDFs, maybe even just screenshots of documents, images, and to process it and convert it into real data is really painful and really tiresome. Before that, before LLM, before ChatGPT, we had a problem to create an algorithm because every contract is so unstructured. There was no clear pattern which an algorithm could follow. So this is why it was nearly impossible to be done through old means. But through AI, it became really easy. So you basically push in a text into LLM, into Copilot, and then it produces you all the needed details: property name, lease expiration date, period, lease term, operational expenses, and any special conditions and any additional details that we want to retrieve. It can easily get this information. So this is like a simple approach, but still very valuable if we think of many thousands of records that we did process and convert into the database, actionable database. So another thing which also we're working on is customer profiling. So at the moment, any customer that you have, you get information from different data sources. For instance, like legal information from the contracts that you have, some open source databases like Google Maps, like CoStar, like any Comstack. Then you have economy data. You know I don't know, like how wealthy this area is in comparison to another one, and like education in that area and so forth. So this is also another data source. Then you have business information about this particular company, their number of employees, their total size, turnover, and so forth. And this is also coming from different other sources. And aggregating this was a challenge, but now it became a really easy task. So having this information all gathered together, we can create individual customer profile. We call it tags. So we can understand if this customer is from growing industry or not. For instance, we can discover that this customer got new funding. We can see that the whole industry is actually is increasingly, like in IT, switching to remote workers. So they got new funding, the whole industry is changing, and at the same time they are looking at some property. We're tracking it through another data source on the website. And this all makes us think, and which is AI is really helpful. It can try to understand the intent of all this information. It might be come to conclusion that there is a high risk of this company moving out or in a near-term period. So we definitely see that their appetite is changing, and there is also some instability among their employees and patterns, how they using the office space. So this increases the chance for, or maybe a opportunity or risk for your business, and it can create a suggestion. So next step, after having all these tags, we can see that there is a potential call that could be scheduled. We can send outbound marketing about that particular property that they've been looking. We can invite for a tour, and this could be all created automatically and even generated automatically. So if you have pictures of that property, it can create a beautiful brochure just on the fly. And so as you could see, since you've seen that it can, that is able to create a whole movie, and then the pictures of generating a brochure for one property is definitely not a complex task. Another use of AI is call analysis. Initially, what everybody was using, like Gong and also Teams and other providers, they've been recording the phone call, transcribing it, and producing the analysis. However, that wasn't enough, and it was not accurate. A lot of times, it was just useless information. And to understand it, what we ended up doing it was copying the whole call transcript and putting it through ChatGPT. So to understand, to run it through a sales framework. So in this case, I'm using Spin Sales, which is so it basically structures any conversation with customers to 4 areas: what's their situation, what's their problem, what the implication of this problem to their business, and what actual need is there identified. So, and you'll be surprised, but ChatGPT is familiar with this, and they are very capable. This model is capable to dissect the whole conversation and create this structure. So it's one of the really valuable, I'll say, evolution of phone call analysis. So let's go to the next one. So digital transformation in real estate. We are going now to discuss how your company, so how to benchmark if your company is doing right, where it is on the track, and what lessons learned, what our team learned from the multiple projects that we delivered. And so let's start again. So let's compare real estate industry and financial industry. First of all, financial industry, if we look in 90s, it was comprised of 10% IT people and 90% of brokers. In 2020, most financial companies, IT people represent 50%, and brokers represent, sorry, not brokers, but non-IT people represent the other half. So quite a significant shift from 10% to 50%, because digital transformation disrupted the whole financial sector, and to be competitive, they needed to provide new tools to be more cost effective, and it required more and more IT people to be involved. If we look in real estate, we have in 90s it was maybe about 5% IT employees, and then about 15% right now in 2020s. So not a big shift, and mostly because the industry is different. So just briefly, what roles have appeared now in 2020s? So we have now digital marketers, we have designers, we have data scientists, prop tech and IoT specialists, we have cybersecurity, cloud engineers. So all of that was added to the old school, or to the roles which were in demand in the 90s. If we take a look at real estate as a business, it is different from financial sector because it's more relationship business. So first of all, the reason of that, why it's a relationship, because the products is very unstructured. If in finance we have a lot of like the majority of products are very structured, you could easily buy and sell them, and deal size is usually $6,000 to $8,000. In real estate, every deal size is huge. It's 400,000 for residential, and commercial real estate is from $1 million and up. We tried self-service and doing different ways, but it's not the same, because when you buy something so expensive, it's very unique, and you cannot channel everybody to the same process. So let's take a look what challenges we've got working with in real estate. First of all, brokers or agents don't want to share any information about their customers. They want to own the relationship and nobody else to know about it and to see any details. Also, what we found is that brokers share only if they see any gain in this action. So for instance, they, as you know, feed data to CoStar. Some of them use CompStack. even less, but use less matrix. So they definitely see a value of sharing information, but only if they get more benefit out of it. So also alternatively, if the cost of not providing the data is high, they also will be open to idea to share the data. So let's go to the next one. So on the other hand, we have companies, businesses that want to own the relationship as well, because they are the companies that that deal with customers, so they want to be part of it. So we also noticed that trying to order brokers or agents to fill information inside the CRM systems and databases can work for a short period of time, but then nobody will do it and everybody will forget about it. So another approach, what we've noticed is what could really make a difference is when a solution that is being implemented creates more free time from doing routine tasks like information gathering, or for instance, if the solution simplifies the decision making. So when you deal with lots of customers, you don't have time to really go into smaller details. So if the system can highlight something of interest in some valuable action, this is what brokers and agents are looking for. And also any system that allows brokers to focus on most profitable deals, they will be happy to use. Well, I wouldn't say happy, but they will be more open for the usage of such systems that actually help them close more deals, do more sales. Yeah, that slide was a little bit unstructured. This slide, so how the system can help with data entry, and to what we actually seen it in our projects. So for instance, if the system, after just creating a new contact in the database, the system automatically pulls any details from other external data sources and from private or open sources into one place, like instantaneously. This is really I've seen quite a big interest from agents around this for this technology. So it basically saves them a lot of time from data entry, and they see straight away what's happening, who are the customers they're dealing with, how big they are, what's their latest interest, what's the situation on the market, where they're renting, and so forth. So, and also if we get any activity on the website, it's also beneficial because we know that this person, even though maybe we didn't know about him or her, but now since we can link their visits on the website and with actual data that we have, we understand that they are interested, let's say, in Pittsburgh, in some central area. So yeah, this is very. So usually this type of solutions are quite warmly welcomed. So another type of solutions, systems that can track email customer interactions like emails, website visits, phone calls. Usually brokers don't like them initially because they see it's like a big brother watching over the shoulder and trying to steal their information. But since as any broker or agent, you know, like any other person, you cannot deal with tens or hundreds of people. It's impossible to remember. So these customers, so these users, they are more focused on 3, maybe 5 customers, and the rest, if the system can help agents speed up or with data analysis, understanding what the customer wanted, creating an action plan, or maybe even executing the action plan, then in this case, such solution will be very, very much appreciated, and people will willingly start to fill any information about their phone calls, any details, because they know that this is actionable data. This is what the system will be doing for them, and they can focus on the most important customers, and the rest will be taken by some algorithm, some AI. So let's go to the next one. So yeah, and speaking about actionable data, if the solution is able to show hot leads, maybe highlighting some potential risks in different, I don't know, different agreements, because they have different terms, it is also very something that agents are looking for. And again, because of it's impossible to keep track of hundreds of customers, hundreds of projects. In most cases, people end up working with just on top priority customers and top priority projects, and the rest is just like lingering along, unless it will be it will be neglected and forgotten, and you'll lose a deal of maybe not the biggest deal, but still quite a significant number of deals could be lost of that. And so any solution that can help with this is usually is warmly welcomed by people, by agents and brokers. Also, another recommendation that what we saw, a typical structure in companies that brokers and agents, they are in some regional office or maybe under some region, and any desire for any IT change, they do it first through their management, then it goes somewhere here, maybe in top level, or maybe IT management, depending on the structure, and then it goes into IT. This is usually really slow, so it could take a month just to reach one request to this team. And usually it's so inefficient that majority cases, people here just abandon any idea, or they even start their own software, and somebody from the agents, they do the customization themselves, some solution which is not as powerful, not as customizable, which solves just the basic needs. But because there is a possibility to customize it, people use it. And for instance, it could be even Excel. So yeah, and what we've noticed and we recommend it to everybody is that brokers and agents must work in pods with IT people, maybe with one person or some sort of matrix structure over there, where the decision about the budget is managed by this pod always, and it is so brokers, agents communicate directly with IT people, and they have the budget authority. So there are some ways how budget could be questions resolved and taken out of the picture. So, and the next one, yeah. So the summary here is that what we also noticed that why it's important for every single team to have an IT person, or maybe several IT people around them, because each team is quite individual. They run sometimes two different regions can run different business processes in a different way. So even though that they can do, for instance, they can work in office leasing, but they do it in a different, so everyone has a different process, and they want to have their system customized in a way that could help them. So the best practice from one region is not applicable to them. And we've seen it quite often, and our opinion, we suggest that provide more customization to the smaller offices, and obviously IT people must be coordinating their work, not to break things for everybody else. So it could be, so IT must be in sync with the general strategy and general architecture, that's for sure. They need to communicate directly and work closely. So yeah, this is pretty much all that I wanted to discuss today on our call.